Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 9th episode of the Sucrose Stans Podcast. Today, I have one guest that isn't a theory crafter. Okay, maybe you.
Should I introduce myself?
Yes, introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm actually one of the longest members of Sucrose Stans. All these other guys are fakes. And I'm Nakama. I do some Genshin gameplay on my YouTube channel, I guess. I don't know anything about Genshin anymore. Like, all these new characters are just too new for me.
Yeah.
But I like Revmelt Taser. Revmelt Taser is for the team.
Yeah, he is very enthusiastic about foster teams. I'm sorry. Wait, I think I need to adjust the. Give me a second.
Pretty funny.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, today's topic is a very interesting one. So I'm disappointed that we couldn't get more members, but today we are going to invent our own elements that would help the game or make the game even more shit. We will see. Since literally Nakama is it was a bit he didn't have any time to prepare. So basically the only only element that's going to be represented is mine. So yeah. Nakama, are you ready to hear my my element that I made? 2 elements actually.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I took inspiration from the hit game Honkai Star Rail. Basically, I made 2 new elements, quantum and imaginary. These elements interact with each other, but do not interact with any other elements, basically. So how they work is, it's just another aura. If you know how elements work, there are 5 out of the 7 elements that are that actually have auras, and the others can only be triggers. So basically, you can have a pyro aura, cryo aura, dendro aura, and so on, but you can never have a geo and a nemo aura unless it's a specific enemy, like the anemo hypostasis. But yeah, these imaginary and quantum elements, they have auras, and their auras are very important because, first of all, let's start with quantum. Quantum has a special aura because the aura is stackable with the amount of application it gets. So basically, every character in your team can apply quantum, but if you have 2 quantum characters in your team and both of them apply the element and like refresh it, then you have like a 2 times stackable quantum aura. And these stacks shred the defense of the enemy, basically. And that would be not linear scaling, like 1 stack is 10%, 2 stacks is 20% or something. It would be like, I actually don't know, probably like 5, 10, 20, and then 30 or something. Because I don't want it to be too overpowered if you only have like 1 quantum. Like, it would still be fine. You could still play him in other teams, like the character in other teams, but you are encouraged to play them in with other quantum members. I thought that, like, even though Geo does like itself, like it did for a while, and Mono Geo was the first mono team, like real mono team, I feel like it doesn't really, like, it is not its own identity, especially after Gilone release. So I felt like quantum with this mechanic would just, if you were only looking at damage dealers, then the damage dealers best team would be a mono quantum team. But there's the reaction between quantum and imaginary, but I will discuss this after explaining imaginary because it ties into it. So imaginary works also. It has one aura that you apply to all enemies, and then I forgot, the resonance shortens skill and burst CD, because like you can only okay, that kind of sucks, but you can only apply these quantum stacks when the character is on field, because I feel like otherwise it would be kind of OP. But these stacks still last long. So ideally you would have like 2 or 3 quantum characters that switch around a lot, and basically like one is a quantum Kuching, the other one is quantum Fischl, or like even not really Fischl, but like another character you could quick swap into, or like a quantum Rosaria, quantum Kea, Nakama, quantum Kea.
Quantum Care. I mean, he would have like solid application, I guess, which would be pretty nice for quantum.
Yeah, to be fair, quantum really, it's kind of like Dendro and Electron aggravate teams, or like spread teams. You only...
Is the aura gonna last like the same amount of time as the usual aura? Like
yeah, basically, but you can
because it would like, let me explain why this would be actually interesting. Because usual aura has a pretty interesting mechanic where it can last very, very long if you refresh. That's very niche mechanics, but like I don't know if you know this, but 1 aura lasts the longest, like per aura. Like 1 aura lasts like 9 seconds or something. 2 aura lasts like 12 seconds.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
For each aura, it like if you just take 1 aura, it has like more value if you only play 1 aura, like, right? Because like 1 aura has worth of 9 seconds.
You're talking about gauge theory.
Yes, kind of. But if you refresh the 1 aura with 4 aura, it still has 9 seconds, but with 4 aura. So you have like 36 seconds on the enemy.
Yeah, true. I know that mechanic.
That's some pretty niche mechanic. And I think it would be pretty interesting to abuse this with quantum, which is like a very supportive element to have on an enemy, and be able to play characters that are not quantum on field.
Yeah, sure. Then that would be something that you could definitely do. But my main intention was just to sucks. Yeah, I hate the anime resonance. Anyway, it's like mostly useful for exploration. So imaginary, it applies imaginary to, like, you basically apply the elements to a bunch of enemies, and then the highest HP enemy like distributes the hits that they take. Like if the enemy with the highest HP takes a 50k hit, then all the other enemies that also have imaginary that are in the current fight would take a portion of that 50k. I don't know how big the portion would be, because I don't know how I would balance that. But yeah, it would basically encourage to play... First of all, it's obviously a mechanic that only really works in AoE. And it would make... I don't know, you could basically brute force with single target damage dealers, but also AoE damage dealers would also benefit a lot. Since, I mean, I don't actually know how it would work when all the enemies would just have the same HP. I guess they all take damage. Didn't really think that through, but yeah. And yeah, they can't really, you can't really react. Oh yeah, true. The additional hits that you get don't apply an element. So basically, since like let's say the enemy with the highest HP takes 50k pyro damage, and all the others are applied with cryo, that doesn't mean that it melts. It just means that they take a portion of the 50k, but it's like not really. It's just another instance that isn't reacted, if you know what I mean, because I didn't want you to be like do OP chain reaction stuff basically. And obviously there would be a cooldown for the reaction, or like for the mechanic itself. But it's just very Honkai Star Rail inspired. And then the quantum and imaginary reaction. Oh my god, I'm almost done. This is 11 minutes and I'm almost done with
That's
man.
crazy.
This is going to be the shortest episode ever.
We need to make this a Revmelt Taser conversation, because like I have a lot of things to say about Revmelt Taser, I guess. I can always talk about Revmelt Taser. But I don't know if people are interested though.
I mean,
But yeah, go on.
maybe someone joins. The thing is, someone could join still, but yeah.
Which would be cool.
Yeah, surely. Okay, and then when quantum and imaginary react with each other, they would like consume each other. And then the hit that consumes the aura of the other element would be amplified by a number between 0.5 and 2. So basically, it would just be you technically wouldn't want it, but if you were like playing around it with a big ass nuke, then it could be something that would be useful in speedrunning, because you could just reset until you get a number that's closer to 2 than a number that's closer to 0.5. But obviously averaging out it would be 1. So basically you're playing 2 elements that don't react with each other. That's the gist of it. I think that's fine. I feel like they would just release units that would synergize with the others. I also thought about a quantum unit or imaginary unit that would enable a higher chance, or like just playing with the chance of this amplified reaction in general. But
Yeah, I was about to say, you could like make a character that can, I don't know, has like a skill, and for 3 seconds he can guarantee to get the 2x
yeah,
multiplied
exactly.
instead of the 0.51 or something.
Something like that, yeah. And this also, by the way, this has some lore implications, because the imaginary thing, because it's the everything's connected Irminsul theory. Yeah, with the ley lines, and they the ley lines go all over Teyvat, and basically, yeah. And the concept of imaginary is just one enemy takes damage and all enemies take damage.
Let me just say, I'm not deep into Genshin lore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into Genshin lore either. I'm kind of into it, but it's like only if it's Ashikai, the one creator.
By the way, I don't know how much you still have to say about those elements.
Nothing.
But I just thought about something very interesting, because usually like I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but there's also, of each element there's a slime. How would you design the slimes?
True.
I think that's a very interesting thing you could like add. I don't know. It's like it's fitting the topic.
I mean, the slimes. The slimes could also tie into the. They actually had an interesting mechanic. I don't know. Did you play Imaginary Theater this session?
Kinda. I only played the second strongest stage because I didn't have enough characters.
Oh, rip. But I think
Yeah,
there
exactly.
was like one stage where the enemies would like regenerate the HP of the one that had the highest HP. So basically it was 4 fatalities, and you can't just attack one. Because if you only attack one, the others are going to heal him back up. You needed AoE damage, and I thought that was funny. So maybe the slimes only spawn in groups and have that exact mechanic, that they just heal each other based on the highest HP person.
That would be pretty interesting. They could also do really annoying shit with it, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because like there's also one funny thing. You just mentioned lore, so I think I have a right to talk about this. Apparently slimes kind of represent lore.
Yeah.
Like because like you know how they're like two different electro slimes and like how Raiden has like a sister and stuff. Like I don't know. Like I'm not deep
A
into lore,
dead
but like
sister, yeah.
you know, yeah. And like I don't know, like the Dendro slime is like hiding, and there's like some lore with like the Dendro gods hiding and stuff. I don't know, something around this. Like it's all a little bit like far stretched, but at the same time, it's all still fitting enough to be worth a theory.
Yeah, for sure. And the pyro slime is has like two different modes, the like activated mode and the non-activated mode, and it just reminds
True.
you of Mavrika's hit. Actually, should we turn this into... Wait, you haven't even played Mavrika and Silali, right?
No, I have Sitlali, but I haven't really played her a lot. No, like I'm not deep into Sitlali and Morvika. I don't like Morvika. I think Sitlali is cool, but I haven't played Sitlali a whole lot either, so I don't have any
okay.
takes in them. I just know Morvika is probably strong as fuck, so if someone is just searching for strength, Morvika might be okay.
Yeah, Mavrika is a really strong unit. Should we just...
We need a poll. We need to know how many people want to deep dive into Revmelt and Taser.
Okay.
Wait, Slime Fury is just a coincidence. Fuck that. I mean, yeah, it very well could be, right? But to be fair, I don't have anything to deep dive into Taser. I can just yab about Taser. That would be like more accurate. But still. And the Revmelt Taser yab session. Because I played these teams for like, let me introduce myself. I played these teams since 3.6, and I pretty much cleared every abyss since then.
Should I pull out your channel?
Except the current one, because it's still Revmelt and Taser, arguably, but it's not the real form, what I consider to be the real Revmelt and Taser.
I can prove that Nakama has been clearing Abyss.
Yeah, you can't really, because they're like, I didn't do videos for all of them. Some are just in the streams.
Oh.
But like most 4.x Abyss is just in streams, because it was like so easy. I just cleared in a stream and I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. That works.
The oldest video you made is 1 year ago. Like
Yeah,
with my Taser.
Yeah, but it's 3.5 and it's just an 8-star.
Oops.
Like I'm very strong on my, like I know what I did, at least. I know my achievements in life.
Okay,
it's kind of sad.
Do you see the stream?
Wait, let me make it quiet. Oh, please, my old background. No one needs to know that I'm a Ghost Frontline player.
Those are public.
Yeah, they're actually public, so that works fine. I'm not a Girls Frontline player, by the way, but I think this is one of the coolest backgrounds. Yeah, back in the days, I had to optimize my Revmelt a little bit more because my emblem was just worse overall. And my Kea constellations and my Rosaria constellations, like all of this stuff sucked. Look, I even played 5-star weapons. Oh yeah, I think. Wait, 3.6. I'm not sure if I did 3.6 with 4-star weapons. That might be something. Because like to explain my obsession with 4-star characters and 4-star weapons, there's nothing to explain. But if you play 4-star characters, might as well play 4-star weapons as well, right?
What do you think is the single-handed, like, best 5-star weapon? If you only could choose one 5-star weapon for all 8 characters, what, like, would you just take Aquila for Bennett, or like, what would you do?
Aquila for Bennett is a very straightforward one, and it's probably pretty strong. Thing is, everyone has. I think Fischl might actually be the biggest improvement because Qingshu with Sag has a very strong option.
Yeah.
Beidou with R5 Akumaru has a very OP option. Like, no.
Yeah, true.
Bennett is fine on 4-star support weapons. I don't know. Maybe I just underestimate his strength, which is very much possible. But just feel like it wouldn't do much. But Fischl has like Stringless, which is very strong. Like, don't get me wrong, but 5-star bows are very strong in general. And like Polar Star, also like, what is it? 40% attack, 32% attack or something?
Yeah, true.
Very easily achievable. Yeah.
Also, Fischl is like the biggest damage contributor in single target, right?
Yeah, she definitely is. She's probably like she deals the most damage in Taser by a pretty far amount. Wait, I think I once made an image. Wait. I don't know if you're even able to show an image in some way, but I once did like a raw figures kind of calculation. So
you can
there are like some numbers taken from Genshin Optimizer and just put in one sheet and just put some percentages behind them.
You can send it to me like in DMs.
Yeah.
Wow, Flip's having a nice time in Chinatown. Great for him.
I mean, it's great for him, right? I will send it to you in DMs. Oh, Sakura. Yeah. I mean, you need to Revmelt Taser. Like, you need to name things in Sitlani and good. Look, guys. Kea is Sitlani and good, according to me. No one else. No one will say this except me.
Wow. Okay. Fish. Wait, who's Sitlali and good though?
It's Kea.
Oh,
okay, let's start with Sugar Taser. Sugar is Sucrose. I don't think I have to explain this, but yeah, as we can, like, those numbers are probably very cursed, by the way. Like, don't take them too seriously. It's like just putting Genshin Optimizer, looking at how much damage my rotation I assumed for this character.
Yeah, keep in mind this is not.
Has.
This isn't KQMs.
It's also not KQMs. It's my own. Like, it's just my artifacts.
Yeah. So the standards would be a lot higher usually. Like
Beidou is assumed to be in. Beidou is assumed to be in 2 target, but only the damage for 1 target is accounted for.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of fair, but like not not too unfair for Beidou.
Wait, actually she literally just does official damage. That's crazy.
Yeah, she deals a lot of damage.
I thought she would do more, to be honest.
Oh, to be fair, this is R1 Akumaru. If you have R5 Akumaru, she deals probably a good amount of damage more. But this is 2 target, and 2 target is usually not your average case. I guess these days it is. 2-target is not even rare. But yeah, so you basically have a Sucrose who deals a pretty solid amount of damage. I think it's also 2-target and just divided by 2. So it's like 1 target, but if 2 targets are available or something. I'm not too sure on this anymore. As you can see, it's a lot of damage. I think it's already included, like, assuming the new changes, like a higher electrocharged, whatever it's called, high electrocharge multiplier. Then we have Fischl. Fischl is just a fish because fish. She deals the most damage in single target, and she is just very consistent in that way. She needs to be C6 to be this strong. If she is not C6, it's probably a lot less.
Yeah.
My golden troop is not the best though. It's like solid, but not the best. So she might get up to 500k if I get a good attack stance, whatever. To target god is Beidou. Beidou is, in my opinion, just like, because she's not even the best anymore, probably in 2 targets. But
she definitely isn't.
She once was, like, at some point, likely, she was very good. And she still accelerates in 2 target.
I think her 2 target would be like what a good carry could do in, like, let's say Navia level, but like Navia has to literally doesn't fall off so hard in single target. So yeah,
like, good Beidou players are still like pretty insane. Like, my respect to good Beidou players, like, they just fucking clear 2 targeted this very nicely. They have like the Bennett, Sucrose or something combo, or maybe Kazuha. I guess Bennett Kazuha would be better. Maybe Shironin these days. I don't know what the Beidou player plays these days. Then you have Pikachu. Pikachu, I don't know why Rolfigas called Xingshu Pikachu, but Pikachu is Xingshu. I can't explain it to you. I don't get the joke either. He deals actually quite a little amount of damage, to be fair. My Noblesse is very bad. I like to play him on Noblesse. That's all there's to say about Xingshu and his team.
Yeah.
He's very nice. Like, the defensive utility from Xingshu is still one of the requirements for this team to even be playable. So
do you think without the Sucrose buff, the Taser buff, do you think Xingshu would be higher than Sucrose in terms of damage in single target?
Why would he? Oh, maybe. Yeah, could be. So Sucrose deals a lot of like swirl damage. Okay. I guess that's about Taser. Taser, as we can see, like 1.5 million DPR. I was like very surprised. To be fair, it's like Genshin Optimizer, so I think the energy recharge are very manageable though, so I think that's fair. Beidou has like 170, but 170 in Taser is very much enough for Beidou. So yeah, I think it's kind of realistic if you farm Emblem for 5 years. Just to, honestly, but whatever. If you sell away your life, it's gonna work. What's special about this Taser? Nothing. Literally nothing. It's just OG Taser. I'm just literally talking about OG Taser and somewhat OG Revmelt. It's just because we are like out of topics, and you need to talk about something. Like, we can't end this thing after like 30 minutes.
I mean, technically, 50% of the chat doesn't want to hear you, but like the other 50% wants to. So I don't know.
If someone doesn't like my yap, they just don't listen to my yap. You can just chat and like have fun chatting with cool people. That's also fine.
Okay, move on to Revmelt.
Yeah, Revmelt. Pyronado Revmelt, just because like I like to make the joke that Shangding does the most damage. She clearly doesn't, I guess. First, we start off with Bennett. Bennett doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. I don't play him on a damage build though. I play him on a healer build most of the time, just because.
I have a question. Why
Sure.
did Wolfigas give everyone other names, but Bennett is still Bennett?
Oh no, Rolfigas didn't give everyone other names. This is still my calculation, I call it. I just wanted to, those names are made by me. I
The
just
names are
used
made
some
by you.
Rolfigas.
Oh,
I just adopted some of Rolfigas conventions.
But why is Bennett Bennett?
I wanted Bennett to be Bennett. Okay?
Okay. Okay, continue.
Yeah, Bennett is Bennett. For a lack of creativity. He is not on a damage build. He could probably even do up to like 150k if you play him the right way. Like if you melt his burst, play him on a damage build, maybe even a crit fish build, and you could probably potentially reach high amounts of damage on him. I just play him on the healer build, and it works just fine. It's like very nice for survivability. Pyro God is Xiangling. I think these days some people would say Malvika is more appropriate to be the Pyro God. Sure. For me it's Xiangling.
True.
Her damage is calculated in a very interesting way, because here, as you can see, it says 15-second rotation. Question is why?
That doesn't work.
And the answer is pretty simple. Like, as you might know, Bennett has a 15-second rotation. Smoker is Rosaria. Rosaria has a 15-second burst cooldown. And Sitlali and Good is Kaya, and Kaya has a 15-second burst cooldown. And Xiangling has a 20-second burst cooldown. That's kind of an issue. What I like to do in this team is just offsetting bursts. So you have basically 4 rotations, but Xiangling only makes 3 rotations in this time. So you kind of have like to offset, but it kind of fits together because after 4 rotations, you have like 4 times 15 is like 60, and you have like 3 times 20 also 60. So it aligns every minute, which is very nice. This team usually takes more than 1 minute, so that's that. And what I did for this damage calculation, I just assumed, I basically just said, okay, Xiangling's damage for her whole rotation is shown to be this number, and I will only take 75% of this number.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like very easily. Like it's not a complicated calculation. I just make this very simple assumption. As you can see, this team is very balanced. Like everyone kind of deals the same amount of damage. Though I need to say I like to play Rosaria on a Fav weapon, so she could probably potentially deal more damage. Kaya is a C6. If he's not C6, he is likely going to be worse than Rosaria. You might even want to play him on rotations, instructions, unclear, switching to Scroll Malvika. Sure, you will probably have better clears with Scroll Malvika. So it's not very difficult. This team actually performs pretty bad compared to Taser, which is surprising. Like, I usually personally think this team deals more damage. Maybe it's just more consistent. Maybe you can just play around with it some more.
I think that AoE might also be just better, right?
Yeah, the AoE is way better. Like, the other team has like interesting AoE scaling. I think Taser has one of the most interesting AoE scalings in the game, because Beidou is like the 2-target thing, and like
Sucrose is very AoE.
Yeah, exactly. And like Sucrose also like accelerates in like 2 targets, and in 3 targets she still gets better, and like 4 target, like Sucrose scales with the targets linearly. Like she has linear scaling with the targets after 2. There's like a jump from 1 to 2 and then linear. Fischl goes like basically downwards. Like she has what would you call this? logarithmic scale? No, it's like 1 divided by x. Like,
Yeah.
Beidou has also very interesting scaling because, like, in one target, she only has like, let's say, like a fifth of her damage. In 2
Yeah.
target, those 2 targets get like it's just her best situation in 2 target. I don't know. Like both targets take the most, like both targets take 0.5 of the damage, I guess you could say. So both targets together take like 100%. I don't know. But like if the targets go above 2, Beidou actually still falls off a little bit because like she has less damage per target. And like at 6 targets, she has like a complete drop off because she can only hit 5 enemies. But that's not as likely in the current state of Abyss to have 6 targets.
Truly.
And Xingqiu's interesting scaling in a way. I think his skills are very likely to hit multiple enemies. If like you usually aim for them to hit multiple enemies, so it's also probably gonna happen if you are able to arrange it. So he has some AoE scaling, but mostly still single target scaling, so he's probably also like falling off like Fisher. So I really like the AoE contribution of this team. It's actually pretty bad AoE scaling if you want to see it, like if you want to call it that. But I like it. It's a very interesting thing to think about.
I think another really cool thing is that does my mic work?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. The second team is like 3 off-field damage dealers that can snapshot, and then in the Sucrose Taser team, only Beidou can snapshot. And I feel like playing around that with the Revmelt team is also really fun. Like the fact that they can all snapshot.
By the way, someone throwing in a big O notation. And yeah, I know what you mean. Fisher has a scale, like a constant scaling, but I meant per target. The scaling per target is like 1 divided by x being the target. The amount of targets. Yeah. Try to explain my thoughts.
You nudged the nudger.
Yeah, no, actually I don't. Like I couldn't put this into big O notation for you. Just could put it into like a very, very nice.
Okay, what do you think about the snapshotting? Do you think, for example, putting Sucrose on TDDS to buff Beidou is worth it?
That's a very interesting question, and the answer these days is no. It's just not worth it whatsoever.
Fisher also snapshots, I forgot.
Because as you might be able to tell, I mean, maybe not from this chart, it says 20-second rotation. Looks like, oh, it's just a perfect 20-second rotation, but then you think about Fisher and you realize, maybe not 20-second rotation, right? By the way, for Fisher, I didn't do the same thing as for Xiangling. I just I kind of just guessed how many hits she gets in 20 seconds instead of 24. No, rest in peace. Rest in peace to scaling. I guess it still works. I can still explain my things.
I feel like it's more fun this way. Continue to yap.
Wait, now. Yeah. I just got confused for a second there. What was I talking about? I was talking about something with Fisher.
I think we were still talking about snapshotting.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's get back to snapshotting then. Yeah, TDDS and Sucrose. You will find some videos about me playing TDDS and Sucrose, and back in the days I didn't necessarily think it's a bad thing. But nowadays I just think the comfort of having multiple Sucrose skills
is really
very
nice.
Yeah, it's way too nice to consider anything else.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you have 200 EM. So your Sucrose deals more damage. And as we could see, it's actually still notable in single target. Like, it might not be the highest in single target, but it's still a notable amount of single target damage that Sucrose deals. Holy shit, this gameplay is bad.
It's fine.
Yeah. If it works, it works.
I also
and
had.
oh, okay,
yeah.
sure.
No, I
Oh,
will.
no, go.
I'm sorry.
Or is it changing? Or are you saying something to change the topic? Because I'm not done with TTDS and Sucrose.
You can go on.
Okay, TTDS and Sucrose. Then there's like also the option to play Fav. But if you really think about it, Fav doesn't really give you any more energy than TTDS, than Sagfrag. And maybe to go into a little bit more deeper, why not TTDS? It really helps if you have to do like a lot of single target damage. But usually you will find yourself to deal a lot more damage if you have Beidou up. Like, even though her damage in single target might not be significant, she still gives like 15% rest rate. And she gives you like defensive bonus. Like her burst gives what is it? 30 to 40. How's it called again? Damage negation, no, not damage negation. What's the term for it?
I think just damage mitigation, damage reduction.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, and so it's kind of difficult to get her burst up without a Sucrose TTDS, in my opinion. Like the 4 extra particles are a lot, kind of. Like, I personally feel them these days. Like, if I don't have Sag, I kind of feel like I'm missing energy on my characters, as in this video. And TDDS also has the big issue of Sucrose. Has like a 20-second rotation. Fischl has a 24-second rotation in some way, or 25. And you will find yourself in a position where you usually don't get the TTDS on Fischl. Like, maybe it lands on Xingshu, maybe it lands on Beidou, but it rarely lands on like Fischl. I don't know. It's just my opinion, a little bit difficult to time. I know Fischl can snapshot, but Fischl can only snapshot for like 12 seconds, right? Because her skill only lasts 12 seconds. So you also have the issue of like, how long is the duration normally? Like, what's the usual duration for TTDS?
10.
Wait. 8 or 10 seconds, I'd say. So like, snapshotting a buff on Fischl doesn't really do a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it forces you into rotation. Maybe that's just my skill issue, but I don't like to be forced into certain rotations. I just like to have like, if Xingshu burst is up, I play Xingshu. If Beidou burst is up, I play Beidou. If my wonderful bird is missing, I switch into Fischl and summon bird.
It's for 10 seconds. I just checked.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So like, Fischl snapshotting doesn't really do a lot here.
Yeah. I had do you still want to go on about snapshotting, or?
No, I think the TTDS thing is it clear? Like, are there any more? I think I don't have anything more to say about it.
I think it is clear. But also, why are you playing Harbinger of Dawn on Xingqiu? In this
Harbinger of Dawn. What the fuck is Harbinger? Oh, it's a sword.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I think you didn't have R5 Sag or R4 Sag, maybe.
Yeah, I think I needed to deal a lot of single target damage, and back in the days I was like, yeah, Xingshu probably is like my single target damage dealer. At least second in command after Fischl. So
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the 705, 704, 703, 707. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
Wait. I actually don't even know what you mean. Do you mean damage numbers? No, you need to mean
the timer.
Else. Oh. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you also have to do sacrifices for Kea.
Someone in chat said, "Oh, some PowerPoint slideshow FPS."
Sure. Yeah. Really is something.
Oh, actually, yeah. Then, do you want to go on further about like Taser teams? About your Taser teams, because I did actually want to make another poll since I wanted to talk about Mizuki. Like
Sure, we can talk about Taser, but I will already give the disclaimer. I will not be able to talk a whole lot about Mizuki. I don't know.
I mean, I can just explain her to you.
Okay, sure.
It will be like a question answer type thing. Okay.
Sure.
Mizuki.
I'm by no means a Taser expert, but yeah, go ahead.
And then we talk about her. Okay, so basically, Mizuki is the newest standard 5-star coming in the next version. She's an Anemo catalyst, similar to Sucrose. She has an EM Ascension and a passive that gives her another 100 EM when nearby party members attack with any type of the patch elements. So basically she's built to have a decent amount of EM. Her base stats are honestly quite good. Like she's supposed to be a driver. And like she's
since when do base stats matter for being a driver?
I mean, you're on-fielding the unit, so like if you get attacked, then you won't.
You mean as in like HP and defense?
Yeah, HP and defense.
Okay, because like the attack, she's probably not gonna deal a lot of.
Her base attack is very bad.
Okay, yeah.
So her skill, she goes into a state and then hovers over the ground. She can't normal attack and can't charge attack. She's basically just hovering, and she attacks nearby enemies with Anemo. And while she's doing that, she increases the damage of all the swirls done. It's like a reaction buff, basically, similar to Viridescent Venera, like the 60% swirl damage. And at talent level 10, it's hello.
Anyone? I can hear you. I think you're back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I died. What was the last thing that you heard?
I think you were like trying to tell me how much swirl damage increase she gives.
Yeah. Wait, I have to look at the formula again because 240% is quite big. I thought it was less. But anyway, she increases swirl damage.
Yeah. Which is nice for her own personal damage.
Yeah. But then remember that in Taser teams, a big chunk of Sucrose's damage is also just electro charge, right? And she doesn't buff that at all.
I was just about to yap about Taser again. I was just about to say how much I like it that Sucrose has like electro swords, hydro swords, and electro charges.
Yeah, we know that you're obsessed. And then the burst, just basically this continuous Anemo damage from off field. And I mean, you are still on fielding her, but technically.
Does it so swirl?
Yeah, it does swirl. And it.
Does it have some nice iterations on it? Like, does it swirl a lot? Does it do a lot?
It's like 12 seconds, but actually it doesn't really swirl a lot. It swirls like 4 times, I think. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But actually it doesn't swirl, technically. You have to, the on-fielder has to have their HP over 70%. Then you run into the snacks, and then either you heal if you're under 70%, or you do swirl damage if you are over, like you do a hit.
Okay, that's interesting. So you can either deal damage if you're like above 70%, or you heal if you are below.
Yeah, basically that's it.
Is the healing good though?
The
It
healing
says
is
elemental mastery scaling, so I assume it's kind of cool.
pretty shit. It's
Okay,
basically it's like
it's basically 2 times your EM plus 500, so it's gonna be like 2.5k.
yeah,
So yeah,
and her healing ticks aren't that like frequent.
how many like of those vegetables does she spawn? Or like candies? I don't know, whatever. Her pick up
I
abilities.
think 8.
8. Oh, I mean, that's solid healing, I guess.
Solid in big
And
quotations.
can you get can you get a hit for every one of these? Like if you are above 70%, if you pick them up, you do a hit, so you can get up to 8 hits, right?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
Um, if you pick up those fruits and you're above 70% on all your characters, you get up to 8 hits, right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't matter what the other like character's HP, only the on-fielder matters.
Yeah, sure. So question is, do all like I assume not, but can these hits swirl? Do all of these hits swirl?
I think it's every second hit.
Okay, that's kind of bad.
Okay, here are the ICDs. Her burst has a default ICD, and it's 1 snack per 1.5 seconds, so 12 divided by 1.5. That should be 8, right? So 8 snacks, like I said. But the
Okay,
ICD shouldn't allow it, so it's just every other hit, meaning it's 4.
okay,
5.
that's
So she's very cooked, like regarding that.
yeah. She's probably not going to be the best
So and
in
okay,
Taser.
this is how it works. It is actually additive. So it does work like the swirl damage buff. So 240% swirl damage is quite nice, but again, it's like
My question though on this one, does it like combine with the uh VV1?
yeah, it should.
Like so it's basically just like the 60% of the VV1 plus 24% or whatever she has.
240%. Yeah,
240. 240, like 240.
yeah, 240.
Also, you could basically gain 300% on this one.
Yes.
Oh, that's quite nice. I like this.
Yeah, but
Um,
I don't like it's still not enough. Like if we look at Nilu, for example, Nilu
wait,
doesn't
wait, I forgot the formula. Does it add onto the EM or does it
it
like
it
multiply the
adds
multiplier?
it adds onto the EM.
Okay, that's kind of bad,
Yeah,
right?
it is. That's why also the 60% swirl damage isn't all too great.
Yeah.
Since like
But it's fine. I think like what is it gonna do realistically? Like how much your swords gonna do? Like usual swords do like what? 5k? No, less. 8k.
I have
What's the usual?
some stuff sheeted. I could pull it out if we wanted to
Yeah, okay.
discuss that.
Because I kind of forgot what the usual swirl does, and I kind of
I
like,
think it's like 8k or something,
hmm, yeah.
right?
And this one is gonna deal a lot more than I assume. So like a lot, and like maybe what 20%, 10 to 20%. Let's just assume it.
I
The
think
question though is, can she swirl a lot? Like, what's her attack? Like, she probably needs to do like something like normal attacks, but you said she can't normal attack while floating.
yeah,
So
she can.
what does she do? Does she just look at the enemy?
Yeah. Do you want to see gameplay?
I mean, if it's yeah, yeah, sure.
That's all she does. She looks at the enemies. Can I please?
And
Okay.
does she get like a lot of swords like comparable to Sucrose?
Actually, I don't know if I should share this on stream since like
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like I think it's not gonna be problematic, but like maybe it's gonna be
yeah,
problematic.
look, that's her gameplay.
Oh well. Why are we setting up so much? Just play her. I guess people want to
She
see
just
scenes.
floats around the enemies.
I can't see how much she swords because there's so much going on.
Yeah. Also, it's private server, so every number is scuffed.
Yeah, I don't mind those numbers.
I mean, okay, I can just pull out the sheet. Why not? Give me a second. Continue yapping about Mizuki. Well, what are your impressions about her now?
I don't know if this is like a disappointing statement, but I think she's very boring in some aspects. Like, she's not very interesting in my opinion. I think pick-up builds are like always kind of bad in my opinion. I think Boba's pepper that he spawns after disappearing is not a good buff. I usually don't even count it in because like, yeah, sure, you're gonna collect it, but you're gonna collect it after you've done your whole rotation. Like, it does nothing. Or like the leaf you can get from sapwood. Sure, it's like, what can it be, like 120 EM? But I usually don't really consider it because who's gonna pick up the leaf? It's just gonna spawn inside of the enemy. You have your whole rotation done and you're just gonna pick up the leaf. Wow, cool. Nothing of value. And I think those fruits are like gonna be somewhat the same. They're probably easier to collect or something. I don't know. Like I haven't seen too much of her. And so I think it's cool that she has like the mechanic that she can either deal damage or heal, which is generally speaking a very good mechanic. It makes a character being able to deal damage if you play good, but also be like a sustain if you in case you take damage. But generally speaking, this doesn't really sound promising. Like her healing sounds to be very
Mediocre.
okay-ish. It's like, yeah. And I mean, since you can't really, it's also difficult to fully heal your characters, right? So you have the wait, what was it again? I think there was like something you need to have over 100% for. I think it was like Farina overhealing stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's not that important these days. But like back in the days, I was like very disappointed that Bennett didn't heal to 100%.
Yeah.
So you don't get the Farina overhealing. And same with her, I guess. You don't get the Farina overhealing thing.
Yeah, it is definitely Farina anti-synergy.
Yeah. Though I think she has a solid, it's somewhat solid. You can like switch through every character and just pick it up, and I guess it works. It's just very annoying and doesn't really, yeah, I don't know. I think her damage needs to be good to for her to be viable,
justify her
right?
kid, yeah.
Because if her damage sucks, she's kind of like just there. She's not like, yeah, anything special. Okay,
this is like her damage that I calculated. I'm just going to... So basically 258. What did you get for Sucrose again?
Wait, what? Oh, something along. Like, I think it was a little bit more, but you know.
I mean, this is like also kind of optimized, since the only stat she has is EM.
Yeah, but don't worry. Like, I'm not too like I don't want to say my calculations are like anything trustworthy, honestly. So let's just say she deals the same amount of damage or even more.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Wait, more. Wait, what's the the EM? How does she get 1,600 EM?
Yeah, okay, so basically this is Kazuha. If Kazuha got 100 EM and then another, like, this is from her signature. Her signature just gives her a fuck ton of EM. Wait.
I think someone even mentioned a signature being interesting for Sucrose. So what's the signature?
I can
ask.
show it. Wait, just a lot of EM. Come on, show it to me. Where is it? Can I?
Wait. Yeah.
Wait, what?
She's probably. Isn't the star color watch, or is it? I mean, I'm not into words anymore. Oh, it's I see.
That's Citlali's.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with weapons, you know.
Yeah, I mean technically they are extremely similar. I'm just going to pause it. Ah, there it is. Sunny morning sleeping. 120 EM, then 32 EM, 120 EM after triggering as well. 96 EM after skill hits opponent. 32 EM after first hits opponent.
So it's just a lot of EM.
Yes.
Okay. Once again, I might just be on the boring side with this one, but usually when I play Sucrose, I just mentioned the Sag Frag 200 EM is nice, but like usually when I play Sucrose, I don't even feel like she deals that much damage, but apparently she does. So maybe the EM are actually relevant, but just in my head, like I'm always being like, yeah, EM is not that important.
I think it would be a lot less important if like she scales twice as hard on like EM. You have to think about that. Like
that's fair, yeah.
So, but still,
does he?
Yeah,
Doesn't like the 300% actually kind of work against her EM scaling, or what? Like the 300% swell increase.
Actually, yeah, you're right. But
kind of works against EM in some way, I guess. That's interesting.
I don't know, but it's still like it's still better than. I don't know.
I mean, her healing scales on EM, so in this aspect, it's important. Does her damage also scale on EM in some way?
No, it's just pure attack. It's like a very low amount of scaling also.
Oh, so it's really just like Sucrose in some way.
Yeah, basically. You shouldn't play her with Faruzan. Don't play her with Faruzan ever.
I see.
Well, I can show one swirl with her, like a Sucrose swirl versus a Mizuki swirl, basically. So
that's cool.
If we just, this is. Why is this in flat damage? Oh, this is aggravate, because these are aggravated swirls. Then I should just remove that. Wow, the damage tanked.
Yeah.
And then
maybe while this is happening, I should just go on a tangent, a short one. I think personally, Lanyan might be interesting. I don't know how her kit looks, but like I haven't seen any gameplay. I haven't really seen her kit, but I know she's gonna have like a shield, and I think I've heard she's melee, which is kind of unfortunate, and she doesn't have grouping, so she's likely not gonna replace Sucrose's team.
Her grouping is okay, like it's fine.
Oh, Lunette grouping, right?
No, it's not Lunette grouping actually. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is.
I think this is going to be interesting.
I also think Lanyan looks a lot better than Mizuki, which is funny.
Also, you're going to be literally undefeatable, as in like enemies will deal no damage to you. You have a shield, you have 80% damage reduction, your shield is unbreakable.
Yeah, also with C2 she has the most broken shield in the game, because her shield can literally just refresh itself. And
it won't even need to refresh itself because it will never break.
Yeah, but like it's pretty broken. Okay, this is a like actually it would probably be more like this. So this would be a Sucrose swirl, maybe even below that. So like 7k, and then this is a Mizuki swirl. And then if we add an aggravate...
Wait, what? Wait, was the Mizuki swell just less than the Sucrose? No, okay.
No, it wasn't. It was like 11k-ish. The aggravated swell is 18k. The problem is, I'm pretty sure that the flat damage doesn't get buffed by Mizuki's percent buff. However,
She's
kinda
a very interesting character.
kinda unfortunate. However, we need to look at her.
One issue I kind of have in this case, I need to compare her to other standard characters theoretically, because she's gonna be a standard character.
And Jean is better, true.
And no, that's not even what I wanted to say. It's just I wanted to say I didn't even think about this. Like I didn't really consider that I need to compare them like in some way. I tried to compare to Sucrose, and Sucrose is just better if you don't need the healing.
C0 Sucrose is like just completely cook her.
But if you compare to like other standards, like even other standards, like Diluc is kind of cool these days. At least I heard of it. Like Plunge Diluc. If you don't like Plunge Diluc, I guess Diluc still is like not the best. But does normal Diluc even clear these days?
Actually, yeah. People have like done some crazy Citlali stuff with Diluc. Even though like it's obviously a lot worse than Plunge, he's still like very underwhelming, but okay with Citlali.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, I think he's very hard to compare to her, but
for sure.
I think these days I would still rather get Diluc than Mizuki. So Mizuki is like cooler for people who want a cool character to look at and driver and stuff, but most people are gonna have like Sucrose, so it's likely more valuable for you to get Diluc these days, I assume. Always depends on what you need.
I think she's like, in my opinion, she's like the second worst.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I wanted to extend on my one, like.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just wanted to say, like, it depends on what you need, but you rarely gonna need Mizuki. You know?
Yeah, you really don't.
If you have Heizu, you have like the coolest fucking taser driver in the world.
True.
If you have Sucrose, you have likely the best taser driver, depending on what taser you play. I mean, arguably, Neuvillette is a better taser driver, but are you really playing taser? Or are you playing Neuvillette Hyper? You know?
True.
Lanyan, also likely going to be better. What else? What else do we have?
I mean, Kazuha is always better, but like, let's not even.
Yeah, Kazuha is not very nice as a driver though.
I mean, I think he's okay.
I don't like Kazuha as a driver.
If you
like, imagine staying on field normal attacking and you just deal physical damage because it's Kazuha.
I mean, Jamie actually did the comparison between Kazuha and Sucrose and Taser, and the time wasn't even like that far off.
Yeah, but just because Kazuha buffs the other characters, and the other characters can deal more damage from off field, it's not because Kazuha is a good driver.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but like, he's still a good unit in that slot. I guess if you're specifically aiming for the driving playstyle, then you don't want Kazuha. Or you pull a C6.
It's by the way interesting how much delay this stream has. Like in the chat, people now talk about Diluc Plunge.
True. That's why 40F Kazuha, true.
Okay, maybe you are somewhat, maybe you are not that much delayed.
Okay.
Yeah, but the overall case for Mizuki, I think she's kind of whatever. You know, if you like her design, play her. If you don't like her design, and if you don't, maybe if you like her kit, also play her. If you think it's gonna provide you anything, sure.
I was
I
just going to talk
don't
about.
really see any reasonable reason to play her.
We haven't talked about her constellations yet. They are quite
That's
interesting.
true. That's something. Yeah.
And you can guarantee a C6 Mizuki in 7 years. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, sure. In 7 years, I'm probably fucking. No, I'm not dead, but yeah, something's gonna be happening. Like, a lot has happened this time.
Okay, so in the future, what can we expect out of Mizuki? 900% elemental mastery as flat damage. This is basically the same as
For
the
all her
aggravate.
attacks?
No. No.
Yeah.
Like that
sure.
would be too good.
That
But
would be kind of good.
it's every 3 seconds, and in this it still says one enemy only, but I think they should have fixed it, that it's like every enemy, because what the fuck, this character is supposed to excel in AoE, and is kind of dog shit in single target. Yeah, but anyway. So it is actually pretty good. The 900% buff is quite significant.
Wait, so it's basically like, what, every 3.5, every 3 seconds, whatever? Or just. What is it? 1k damage? No, 10k. What is it?
I can wait.
Just 900% is just a 9. So it's basically just 10k damage every 3.5 seconds? Or like 3 seconds, I don't know. One of those two.
It's more complicated than that. I should just pull out the thing. So this.
That's sad. Why is it more complicated? I want things to be simple.
You get 4 in total, at least that's what I got. Great. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to need to be prepared for this episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Okay, it is actually quite a decent amount of damage increase. If we also remove the aggravate.
Yeah, that looks.
But you only get it 4 times in the rotation.
It's still solid. You can start nuking your swords, I guess.
Yeah, every 2 decades. But yeah, you get these slightly increased swords. So I guess it's literally just a bit more than double damage, which is
Like,
quite
in
good.
In the future, people are gonna be like, "Oh, I have 1 EM more. My nuke is way more insane than yours."
Truly.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting. I guess it's like solid. I assume because you don't get that many swords anyways, like to play. And okay, interesting question though. If I get like assume we have like an electro hydro swirl, which is not a very uncommon thing to have in Taser. Does it buff both of them?
You mean you get both an electro and both a hydro sword at the same time?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it would only be one.
That's bad. That's sad. That's missed potential.
Yeah. I mean, the way it works, I mean, it actually works specifically to avoid that, because it's a mark, and as soon as it gets hit 1 time with swirl damage, the mark is gone.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, sad.
Mm.
And then the C2 is literally just Kazuha Ascension 4.
Wait. I don't know if this is something that was already talked about, but like, does the AoE of the swirl also deal this amount of damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Funny, like just a funny assumption. But just think about it. It's funny. Imagine the Hydro Swirl has priority for her thing, and you don't get the buff for AoE.
No. I mean,
Just think about it. It would be so funny. Like you just lose so much damage.
yeah, it's just Hydro Swirl being Hydro Swirl. I don't know.
Let's hope prioritizes Electro Swirl, or at least it's random, one of those two. If it prioritizes like Hydro Swirl, we are cooked. She's like completely cooked.
Okay, then we have the C2.
Yeah.
It's basically just Kazuha Ascension 4, but worse, a lot worse. Like it's half of Kazuha's A4, but you don't have to swirl. And also she gets a lot more EM. She can get 1.5, like almost 1.5k.
Yeah, but I think that seems good, honestly. In my opinion, that seems good.
Oh, okay. Then
like, if you think about it, damage percent is very strong in Taser, at least like in traditional Taser. I don't know, like there are also other Taser teams. I don't really usually consider them.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm like, when I'm thinking about her, I'm not thinking about Taser teams, but we are going to get there after I'm finished with the constellations.
But one thing to mention, why do people consider playing with like Farina? Like Farina completely like invalidates her kit. Like those some percent damage don't matter if you have Farina buff.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't play her with Farina. Like Farina would just be there to buff your Fisher, and I feel like it would kind of go against her playstyle. It would still be good because Farina buffing other team members is good, but like
yeah, of course.
And she's kind of bad as a self healer.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, like Farina will probably deal more damage than Jinshu anyways, but that's
true.
different topic.
Okay, and then the C4 is very fucking useless because it's energy for a character that doesn't have a good stat other than EM, other than energy recharge. So basically, yeah, you literally.
But you get all your hits guaranteed. It's nice.
Oh yeah,
it's
true.
Like Bennett C1.
True, you do get all your hits. That's true.
Very cool. Very cool.
Amazing. For like this is a C4 and not a Ascension 1. The Ascension 1, did you look at it by the way?
No, I didn't.
It increased. She has a baseline 5-second duration, which is so pathetic. And then this just extends it by 5 seconds. So 10 seconds. So I don't know why they didn't just make it baseline.
Interesting choices. Yeah.
It's like as if I don't know, Xingqiu's burst lasted for 5 seconds and then his Ascension 1 made it last for 15 seconds more.
Yeah, but instead his bursts last for 18 seconds and his C2 makes it last 3 seconds more. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, but still, like, it feels very useless.
Wait, Xingqiu burst actually only lasts 15 seconds officially, right? And it lasts 18 seconds with C2.
Probably.
But it never actually does because his swords are like delayed as fuck and you usually have hit lag on them, and so it basically lasts up to 20 to 21 seconds.
True.
Just some Xingqiu nerding because I don't know, I'm a Xingqiu player.
I'm just checking something so we can look at the big nuke. And the C6 is the crit.
Yeah, I already saw some crit in there and I was like, that seems exciting. But I didn't read too much. Like, I didn't really read what was saying there. It was saying, so. What does it actually do?
So 33, and then nearby swirl damage dealt can crit. Fixed 30% crit rate,
Oops.
100% crit damage.
Oh, I thought it would be more interesting. Sure, but
It's just
yeah, I think I already heard about this one.
it's just Nahida C2, basically.
Yeah, it's Nahida C2, but worse, if I might say so myself. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
It's better stat-wise. I think Nahida only has 20% crit rate, but yeah, I think it's also a little bit unfair comparing those two, but whatever.
So you can
And
get
what is it?
you can get
Just a
this.
straight 30% increase. I think it is, right?
What did you say?
It's just straight 30% increase for your swirl damage, right?
Yeah, basically.
It's pretty strong, but for it being a C6, it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
all the constellations before kind of do like nothing.
the C1 and C2 do.
Yeah, I think C1 and C2 are solid, but like the talent upgrade constellations are kind of like not doing a whole lot on her, I'd assume.
Yeah, I mean the C5 is completely useless, and C3 is like.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Wait, they're actually 60%. 60% more swirl damage, but like it's like a two-piece VV.
I mean, it's fine. Honestly, that's fine. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, but what do we think about 66k swirl? Truly
This is
amazing.
like the highest she can.
Yeah, this is the highest.
So it's like, yeah, okay.
Actually, she can go higher. Wait.
Honestly, if you have her C6, you might as well play her. I think it's worth it.
I think it's funny.
If you have her C2 even, I think if you have her C2, she might be good in like some traditional Taser team. Though if you play traditional Taser, you're fucked anyways. Like, what?
True.
I mean, you can still play it. I still play it, but usually people don't really play traditional Taser these days.
I feel like her kit, like Taser is honestly so like she's a very mid unit for a very mid team. That's how I see her. Like at C0, I mean. Like Taser isn't
the issue with Taser, in my opinion, these days is you usually don't really play Taser. You usually play just 4 strong characters that happen to be Electro and
exactly.
Hydro.
If you would actually play around Taser as with the mechanics, it would just be a mid team. And Mizuki plays around the reactions, but she doesn't do it well enough, so she is mid.
Yeah. I think she would be like. I think her best team is still Taser, though. I'd assume. Like.
Yeah, about that. So I think that first of all, you can't use like Beidou, and Fischl isn't. Fischl is also like I would still use Fischl with her. Don't get me wrong, but her C6 is blocked because of the normal attack thing, which also sucks.
Yeah, you're right. That's terrible.
She can't use Xingqiu.
I didn't think about this one.
She can't use Xingqiu either. So, and Yelan also, yeah. So basically, if she wants to play Taser, she's very reliant on Farina or Kokomi. If you can't really play Kokomi because Kokomi needs to reapply her jellyfish and it would like a more flexible rotation that Sucrose can offer, but Mizuki can't because Mizuki can't swap out.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. You need to think out of the box for her.
And that's why I think her best team is Aggravate, because Aggravate, like, as a reaction, buffs all of her swirl damage, and Taser just adds electrocharge damage to her bill of damage. And it just
I
doesn't
would
get
say
buffed.
scale is still better with electrocharge though, because electrocharge has like the multiple reaction thingies, and like with her C6, for example, it scales pretty well. While
No,
accurate actually anti-scales with her thing.
it doesn't. Electrocharge doesn't scale with her C6.
Doesn't.
Yeah, I
Why
mean it's
wouldn't
only
it?
swirl damage that can crit.
Yeah, you have. Oh, I don't mean the electrocharge itself. I just mean the fact that you have like hydro and electro at the same time, so you have got like 2 times the swirls for each swirl,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, that's true.
While accurate on the other hand kind of works against like the C1 buff and like the I think the C1 buff just right, because like the C1 is like additional, and like additional doesn't really like the other, I guess.
Like it's not really that it works against. I get what you mean. It doesn't like
Yeah, it's like not
it
a
gets
huge thing though.
diminished.
Like yeah, just a little bit. Like it's not a huge thing.
And
So, but yeah, I can see this.
she
Accurate.
has synergy with Nahida actually. Nahida gives 250%, 250 yen, which honestly for a character like Mizuki is very nice. And then you can play Nahida on wherever, who cares? Instructor Nahida, true. I don't know what you would play Nahida on, to be honest. Maybe just Deepwood and focus on her personal damage. And then Fischl and Miko. I think Miko would be great.
That's an interesting team, yeah. I like it.
Miko would just be good because she isn't reliant on any normal attack stuff. And I don't know, like, I think people got maybe the wrong impression about Miko Aggravate because they thought that the only way to play Miko in Aggravate is to, like, normal attack on her or charge attack on her and use her as a driver, but she doesn't have to. And it was always, honestly, it was always better. If you had Sucrose, Fischl, Miko, then it was always better to, like, use Sucrose to drive in AoE. Because Miko's range sucks.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, I think Miko fits well in the team, even though Miko is like another
I think it's
mediocre,
good, yeah.
another mediocre
It's not very
character.
strong, but it's probably likely gonna be able to clear, honestly. I don't know how it will feel to play, because it's like the average problem you don't really have sustain, and I don't think I don't know how good Mizuki sustains herself. Like, does she take a lot of damage? Is it easy to dodge with her and stuff?
I don't think she can dodge. What is dodge? Actually, I think she can. I think she has a dash animation.
Okay, so like, it just depends on like her survivability, because
I mean, her base stats are quite high, and she has
true.
self-sustain, although her damage suffers.
Yeah, okay, it's actually, I think that's fine. You could play this team. I think it's actually quite nice. Oh, true. I'm reading in the chat again. You can't fish a C6. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's maybe not in this context, but still, you can't fish a C6 in this team. That's true.
Yeah, it does. But like, Fischl is the best teammate for Mizuki, even though like one of the best teammates for Mizuki, even though she can't use her C6.
I mean,
Fischl is
look,
just the goat.
you need to see it in a positive way. People who don't have yet acquired C6 Fischl are quite happy because they don't suffer
Miss
any
out on anything,
damage
yeah.
losses. Right. I mean, something like, if Mizuki is your first 5-star, maybe it's actually quite cool. Honestly, how does she play an early game? Like, let's just assume we are like AR20 and we are walking around and we just fight Oceanit, because we found Oceanit, something along those lines. How would she be for like a very new player?
I don't know actually.
Okay, so let's go through some of my thoughts, I guess. First thing, which I think would be pretty cool, is a new player has already liked the interaction of Animo this way, which I really like. I think, like, for example, if someone gets Jean as their first character, they don't really feel the Animo, right? But if you get her as your first character, you might be like, oh, there are those things and that deal damage, and you get to like feel some of the elemental reaction thingies in the game, and you get introduced with Swirl, one of the cooler elemental reactions in my opinion. And since Mondstadt is like really AoE heavy, you're also gonna feel that she's probably pretty strong in that case, because multiple enemies, your sword is gonna deal AoE and stuff, and I think it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I don't know how difficult it is to get her burst, but if her burst is like
Our burst
pretty available.
is 60 cost, so not too
Okay,
bad.
yeah, that's fine. It's like not insane, but it's fine. It's doable. And if you're able to get a burst, so you have like nice sustain. You are like incentivized to build her on EM, so your swirls are also going to deal more damage. Like, we're assuming this person doesn't know that EM is the thing to do more swirl damage.
Yeah.
And incentivized to build EM, because I'm assuming this person can read the kit and be like, oh, she heals with EM, and that's cool, I guess. I won't heal or something. So maybe she's a nice introduction into the game. Like, if she's like your first 5-star and you're walking around with a Mondstadt, it might be a nice
I think I would
experience.
rather get Jean, to be honest. But that might be just me.
Yeah, Jean is like cool, as in you can just yoink around
You can
enemies,
yoink,
but
yeah.
As in like, how should I say it? Like, introduction, she doesn't really introduce you into any game mechanics you will ever use again. You usually don't go into Abyss and yoink around enemies.
Yeah, true.
Those, if the enemies are groupable or like elevatable, I guess, Jean will never be bad, because fall damage is percentage of the enemy HP.
Wait, what
So
did
you
you
can,
say?
as long as enemies are like elevatable by Jean, like joinkable by Jean, she will never fall out of meta, because fall damage is percentage, like they take a percentage of their health, so you're always gonna take the really
yeah,
same amount. You
yeah,
can just put these enemies at like 1 trillion health, and you will just do like 1 trillion times something damage, like times something that's not above 1.
It's so sad that
So.
it doesn't count as like a crit, so you can't like cheat the achievement with it. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but someone in chat said Auroron. I think Auroron would be the next best option. I think the Taser team would be Farina, official Auroron.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Auroron's damage isn't really like. Yeah, he's most. Like he is good in AoE, and I guess that's also where Mizuki excels. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, I think he would be pretty nice.
We need to close this off since I have 2 minutes left. Then I need to go.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it wasn't.
You want to end it?
Yeah, I can end it. It was very nice, even though certain guests didn't show up that promised me they would. But it's fine. We had a good replacement. Thank you, Nakama. I think you did a great job. Maybe we will invite you again, because I feel like people liked your takes.
Look, if people need takes on Revmelt and Taser, I'm always happy to help. If people need takes on new characters, please don't invite me. I think they will be mad with me.
But it's kind of nice, because you can a person can explain everything to you, and it's like new information for you, so you can live react basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode with hopefully more guests.